up, guys? How we doing? Gen Z, we got the finale. Oh shit. Gen V. Let's redo it from the top. Gen V. I'll edit that out. I'll promise I'll remember. Gen V, season 2 finale. We got it yesterday. I'm a little bit late. I haven't really done a good job of reviewing this series. My mind's been elsewhere, and the views show it. But for the three of you out there that have been enjoying these reviews, I can't just leave you hanging on the finale. But I figured I'm going to go ahead and skip just reviewing the final episode and review the entire season instead of reviewing this episode and then doing a Gen V season 2 review. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and review season 2. So basically the finale was, so episode 7 we released Marie fell for the trap and released Godolkin. And then in episode 8, we figure out the Cypher, he's actually named George, which, fun fact, by the way, the actor that plays Cypher is in Fantastic Four, the original, 2005 one. He plays Doctor Doom's assistant. And we went back and rewatched him because I just watched the new Fantastic Four. And you can't tell because of how young he looks. Like, he looks so different, man. He looks like he's got to be like 21. But his voice, like the way that he speaks, you just instantly recognize. Fun piece of trivia for you. Cypher was in the 2005 Fantastic Four as a brief appearance. Anyway, we find out his name's George, and he was consciously there the entire time that Godolkin was taking over his body. And basically, Godolkin meets up with Sage. We open up with Godolkin and Sage, and that everything went according to how Sage planned, and now we got to figure out how to introduce him to Homelander, but he has one more thing that he wants to take care of before doing that and moving in with her and meeting Homelander and whatnot, and that is take out the weak of the school. And the reasoning why he's doing this, we find out. So he holds, he does a live video thing, introducing himself and whatnot, and says that all of you that are, interested in being a better version of yourselves, come to this meeting. Then Marie makes a video saying, don't go, it's a trap. And nobody listens. People go, including Rufus, the worst character in the show. And yeah, he's basically just wiping out the students with crappy powers and trying to mentally take over as many as possible to mentally make himself stronger. And we find out that his plan is to make himself so strong that he can take over Marie, which I called. I called in episode 3 that this is Godolkin. They're trying to get Marie all and powerful so he can take Marie over. I called it. I'm a genius. Anyway, because in his mind, if he takes over one Odessa subject, then he can take over Homelander. And then that freaks out Sage, because he goes on to explain how Homelander is weak. He won't let anybody around him that disagrees with him, and that we need soldiers and gods. And we kind of find out that, like, if he were to take over Homelander, he would probably be an even more vicious version of Homelander. So, like, oh crap, even Sage recognizes that and was like, hey, just stop what you're doing, come with me, and this was not part of the plan. For the smartest woman alive, she sure does align herself with people that don't listen a lot. And, like, it's shocked by the revelation that they end up going against what she says. If she's the smartest person, sorry, not woman, alive, she should know people are stupid, that they're probably going to go back on their word. And anyway, so Polarity finally learned Andre's dad's name. That's why I forgot it, because it's Polarity. How are you supposed to remember that? Anyway, he is with George, taking him to the hospital because his body as a host for Godolkin, now he's deteriorating because bare minimum has been being done to keep the host alive. He's puking up blood. He's in bad shape. And there's a precious moment where George, he talks about how much he hated Andre because Andre always got under his skin, and Andre would always just be defiant and had heart and cared, like pushed his buttons and knew how, and that Andre was one of the good ones, that he was the strongest of them, that he was a real superhero, and which really touched Polarity. And then Black Noir stabs him right in the chest with a sword. It's fatal. And then, yeah, that transitions to, all right, now Marie and the team are trying to figure out a way to stop Godolkin, but really they should just get out of there. I gotta say, like, I'll get there, I guess. So we now know as the viewer that this is exactly what Godolkin wants, is Marie to come in there and try to fight him because he's going to try to take her over. And Marie falls for it. And so we go to Polarity, who is now being kept prisoner, and Black Noir, the new Black Noir, the actor playing him, is talking to Polarity and, basically talking about what a big fan he is and whatnot. And then Sage comes in, notices that Polarity is full health, and leaves the door unlocked intentionally because she knows that Polarity is going to go try to stop Thomas Godolkin, and now she wants Thomas stopped because, yeah, he's going the opposite way. He's killing students and is being nuts. And, yeah, Marie and the gang fall right into his trap. They go in there to try to kick his ass, and sure enough, he takes over Marie, and I thought this was where they were going to end it, and I was going to be really mad because it was like, Marie, you dumbass. All season long, it's been so obvious what he wants you to do, and you're doing it. Every time, even now, and now he took you over, everybody's screwed, but Polarity shows up, and he can't mind control Polarity. And he gets Godolkin out of Marie's mind, and Marie blows him up. Marie blows up Godolkin, and then A-Train and Starlight show up. I'm really summarizing this quickly, but, yeah. After that, Godolkin is now defeated. Sage, has to have an agenda. Like, she's not going to align herself with people like Homelander and Firecracker without having her own agenda. And Starlight and A-Train end up meeting with the whole group. Kate, Marie gives Kate back her powers, and they agree to join the Resistance. And that's basically what this season was setting up the chess pieces of who's going to be on what side. So now Kate and Sam, it looked like at the end of season 4 of The Boys that they were on Team Homelander. Now they're not, which is huge because each of them are very powerful superheroes, and now Marie is a big deal. Even though when she was asked to fight one group of people, she lost. Whatever. I mean, she can just make everybody blow up, right? So, that's the thing about writing such strong characters is, realistically, she could just enter a room and blow everyone up, like Victoria Newman did. Or even, like, she'd take them up, like, she is very powerful. So, but she's not going to be the one to kill Homelander, though. They're not going to give her that honor. That's going to be Ryan. And A-Train's going to die. That's the arc A-Train is going on for sure. This all started with him, the whole franchise did, and the whole A-Train arc has been him being, hopped up, wanting to be the best, not caring. He from rags to riches, and he just wants to do anything to survive and stay rich, and he's slowly starting to have this superhero arc. Yes, the only thing that makes sense for his story is that he's gonna die in season 5. He's a goner. So to A-Train fans out there, mentally prepare yourselves for that because he's done. Starlight, dude, her powers are worthless, I swear. She can fly now, but in season 4 of The Boys, all she did... Well, yeah, she lost her powers, but, like, And I'm not trying to start like hate her, but like all she does is just her eyes turn yellow and the lights dim, and that's like about it. Any other time she gets into a fight, she gets her ass kicked. She did beat up the Deep pretty good, but it took A-Train's help. Anyway, how do I feel about Season 2 of Gen Z? Well, I thought it was pretty predictable. I thought that a lot of Marie's decisions actually kind of pissed me off, so much so that I'm worried about her going up against the likes of Homelander and them because she seems to constantly make the wrong decisions. Yes, this worked out, but had Polarity not shown up and saved her ass, this would have been a horrible ending. It was okay. Like, it's not offensive to the eyeballs, it's the boys, man. Like, the boys' universe, you know? But I didn't like this as much as Season 1. It didn't feel like the overall, like, Season 1 had a very big purpose that played into Season, and I'm sure this one will too. But it didn't seem to me like they had a whole season of story to tell. Like, I can sum up this season pretty easily. The kids were locked up in Elmira. They get out. Marie escaped. Kate arranges for them to come back to school as long as they read the pamphlets and keep their nose clean. Cypher, the new dean, is all about superhero supremacy, and he has an old man in his house who looks like it's Thomas Godolkin, and it sure is. He's mind-controlling Cypher to make Marie powerful. We learn about Project Odessa. Odessa is Marie. Only 2 people have ever gotten Project Odessa and survived, which is Homelander and Marie. We find out that Thomas Godolkin got the V1 serum, the same serum as Soldier Boy and Stormfront. And, not really, like, a lot happens this season in terms of, like, moving the needle or character development or, like, I guess for Kate, yeah, and Emma a little bit. Emma is a little bit stronger than Kate. But Marie, man, like, I don't know how I feel about Marie. Is that bad? I mean, she is the main character. I like her. I think she's a sweetheart. But her always wanting to be the hero really almost lost, like, yeah, not a whole lot happened this season, I feel like, you know? She's trained up to be super strong. Oh, we find out it's actually Godolkin the whole time. The final showdown was kind of anticlimactic. He takes control of her, Polarity stops it, she explodes, and bam, they join the Resistance. It was okay. It was alright. It was worth the watch. I wouldn't tell anybody to not watch it. I do think you should watch it if you're, you know, interested in Season 5 of The Boys, because this definitely put all the pieces on the chessboard. Like, I knew Starlight was probably going to show up at the end, but I didn't think A-Train was going. You know, in Season 4, all we heard is that he was gone and that he cut the chip out. I figured he would, like, come back as, like, a surprise and, like, sacrifice himself, which I still think he's going to do, but, yeah. The fact that A-Train is actually there already, actively working with Starlight, I wasn't expecting, but Sister Sage has to, she has to know. I'm curious what her deal is. Like, does she really just want to watch all humans burn and be on the side of home? Like, I don't think so, man. Because if she was all about defeating Homelander, then why go against Godolkin? Why not just let him take over Homelander, right? I think she wants Homelander weak. She wants to be, like, she definitely has an agenda for him. But overall, I mean, I'll give the season a 3 out of 5. Mid. It's hard to make something from the Boys universe bad. It's not bad by any means. It has its moments. It's intense. I just don't feel like a lot actually happened this season other than just, okay, here's how we're getting Kate and Sam over to this side. Here's how, you know, like, we built up Thomas Godolkin this whole season. He was not even mentioned in the previous season, and then we kill him, and it was really just an excuse to show us how powerful Marie is. That was the whole point of this season, was to show us that Marie ain't playing around. She got the same thing as Homelander, and yeah, so as an overall season, I feel like it was okay. I do think this episode was pretty intense. when Godolkin took over Marie, I definitely thought she was a goner, and that's how it was going to end. But I was really mad at her for going in there because it's like, dude, 2 episodes in a row, you were doing exactly what he wants. And you got lucky, Polarity showed up. Yeah. So, gotta work on seeing the bigger picture there, Marie. I love that her first instinct is to be a hero, but like, look how many people that got killed. You know, if she, I don't know. I'm talking too much. It was an okay season. We now know the pieces, right, for season 5. Very excited about season 5. Just got done filming. They're actually filming Thought Rising as of right now. So right after we get season 5 of The Boys, we're getting the prequel story with Soldier Boy. Dude, that's gonna be great. Jensen Ackles in a rated R. I love him playing Soldier Boy. Anyway, not a bad show. Yeah, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I was wondering if I was gonna do a video on it at all because I haven't really been feeling this season. But like, it's not a bad season. It just wasn't like there wasn't enough. It felt like there wasn't really enough to turn it into a whole season of like, you know what I mean? The whole point of the season was to let you, the viewer, know that Marie is a big deal and that this is the resistance. This is how Kate and Sam are gonna, get on this side, and yeah. And so that Sister Sage is up to something, and yeah. As far as like moving the needle and the 8 hours that we spent watching, as far as a season, this is probably not a season I'll ever watch again, but season 1 does have some rewatch value to it. Anyway, yeah, love you guys. Thank you for watching Gen V season 2. And checking out my reviews and being here. I appreciate you, man. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Love you.